Oh, let's see, odd day. Put your least favorite cross in place. See that you're crossed more at the shins, less at the ankle, and get that front calf out of your way. So this is my least favorite, so you can see I'm a little bit uneven. So I'm gonna take that buttock flesh once again, move it back. Well, it helped a little bit. Okay, use the hands on your support behind you. Lift your spine well. Roll the shoulders back and down. Look straight ahead. I can't see you from the side now, so you have to have the body knowledge, whether it's from physically looking or just feeling, is your base of your spine, the cervical spine, over the base of the tailbone. Most of the time, we're pitched forward. Okay, and then keep that and bring your hands to your heart. I heard Gurji, I'm gonna take my glasses off. I heard him speak in Estes Park. And he said at the beginning of our very first session, I'll never forget it, he said, where you put your thumbs, that is where the soul resides. So that bottom knuckle of your thumb should be at the very base of the sternum. Elbows down. Feel that upliftment in the spine, in the chest. Close your eyes completely. Smooth, soft inhalation. Smooth, soft exhalation. And have that reverence for that place there. That's where the soul resides, where your thumbs are. Lift up there. Keep the ribs back, the abdomen quiet. Join me if you like. Relift your chest, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down. Exhale as you bow your head towards that soul within. Release your hands and slowly lift the head up. Okay. All right. No matter who you are, on purpose, let me put this to spotlight. I did that once, yeah. Okay. No matter who you are, in Dandasana, sit flat and have the rolled blanket and one bolster. And you might need a strap. So watch here. So here I am. If I just take Dandasana, the idea would be to seat the thighs down. So I'm going to take the hands and help roll that thigh in, both sides. And then I'm going to pull the hamstring back to the buttock. Pull the hamstring back to the buttock. Okay, then the calf, gently and gingerly, take it from the bottom of the knee forward towards the back of the heel. Extend. Okay, now you have your one rolled blanket. This is how they're stacked in my little home studio. I'm going to open it up once this way and roll it all the way this wide way. Pretty fat little roll there. If you have a Mexican blanket, you probably could use the whole blanket, that's fine. So then I'm going to put it here at the top of the thighs, and I'm going to try to lift up from the bottom of the pubic plate. I'll move this out of the way for a moment. Lift up towards the navel. Then I put that in there. Now I still have to lift the abdomen up and over. I take my bolster and I kind of pull it in towards that roll. And I'm pushing down to seat the thighs. Okay, now I'm going to keep the action of how grounded my thighs feel. Help it some more. Walk forward and press the thighs down. Can you see? I am really using my elbows into that bolster, but I've lifted the abdomen as if up and over so that my first few ribs lie on that bolster. So here I am, and you see how my spine is not rounded. Okay, now can you feel how grounded your thighs are? Keep that groundedness of the thighs. Sit up straight. Take your arms out to the side, palms up. Okay, ask yourself, where did my weight go? I hope you can answer that it went, and in the interest of time, I'm telling you, it should go a little bit more towards the buttock bones. Okay, now, Urdhva Hasta arms, go up without the elbows bending, and start to come forward, lifting up that front of the abdomen, and tell me, when you start to come forward, where does the weight come? To your thighs. Okay, so that's the genius of sequential learning in Iyengar yoga. We first learned Dandasana to sit the buttock bones, thighs, and then we progress. And now we're going to be taking Parangushta Dandasana. So, you might need your strap, you might not. If you can't grab your big toes, you know who you are, have your strap nearby. I guess I'll show with the strap first, and you don't have to take it in between the big toes. It's really not so comfortable. So you're doing all this again. Sit those thighs down. You're really strongly pressing the thighs down. Okay, I keep the thighs down. Arms out sideways, parallel. Now arms up, keep the thighs down, and now I'm going to grab the strap, put the strap across the balls of the feet, press the thighs down, keep pressing the thighs down, bend the elbows out to the side. Come forward and feel how the compression of your trunk on this support helps keep your thighs grounded. And any angst, especially those of you who have hamstring issues, that should all go away. Because that hamstring is protected. It is pulled up into the buttock flesh. And it's firmly pressing down. So it's grounded, it's protected. How are we doing? Yeah? Do you feel your thighs still grounded? Yes? Okay, those of you who have not lost the thighs can come forward more, bend your elbows out to the side, and head down. So you're still pressing mildly. I have to do everything all over again. It looks good though, everybody. And then head down. So my lips here really just go to the bolster, or my chin just goes to the bolster. How does it feel, Marcia, in that hip? Should be good. My osteoporotic hip loves this work. Good. Okay. All right, now inhale and come up. Now you have the importance of grounding those thighs. If you can, put yourself, well, I'll just go to my, it's better for me to go to my rope wall than it is my baseboard because my baseboard is uneven. But if you have an uneven baseboard, you could just put your feet up on a sticky mat, right? So let me show. Another sticky mat. See if you can see, yeah. And I've got the, okay. So it's either here, so I don't feel quite so, actually I could double that front top edge of the sticky mat. Yeah, that's better. So I've got more of a flat surface to press into. Or you're here. Dandasana, repeat. So when you're getting, now you don't have the bolster and the blanket to remind you how important it is for those thighs to stay grounded, but you can do this, right? You can pull the hamstring back to the buttock and roll those upper thighs in. And then you extend the calf towards the heel. Okay, now take your strap and just loop it across both feet. So I've got a loop in it. Get those thighs to press down. Some of you will appreciate a block behind you. Just a little bit, 4 or 5 inches away from you. So here I am, repeating all those things about Dandasana. Arms out, parallel. Urdhva Hastasana, both arms up. Lock those elbows, go up, thighs down, trunk up. Lift your hips off your legs. Lift your abdomen off your hips. Lift your chest off your abdomen. Don't let the legs become light. And now exhale, as you turn, the right hand goes behind you, the left hand holds the strap, and you turn your chest towards me, towards the camera. So as much as possible, so I have the Om symbol on my, no, it's not the Om symbol, it's one of the chakras, I can't remember. Anyway, I'm turning it towards you without letting the right foot move away from the wall. Can you feel that? Keep pressing your right foot to the wall. Turn your chest, your waist, your chest, your shoulders. So if you don't need the brick, it looks something like that. Turn, turn. You can bend that back elbow and turn. Parshva Dandasana. Look up. Lift your chest. Thighs heavy. Thighs grounded. And turn. All right, and then back to face forward. Just give your hands a break. Let go of the strap. Press your palms flat. Lift up. Thighs down. Lift up. Arms parallel. Arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up. Lifting up each subsequent part off the part that's underneath it. Lift up. And now exhale. Have your strap. Parshva Dandasana to the left. Keep turning, keep turning. Both elbows, guys, can sort of bow out to the side. Can you see? I'm doing it with some action. Turning both elbows, moving both elbows away from the midline. Look up. Yeah. Don't let the left foot become light on the wall. Good. Turn more the waist, the chest. Draw that left shoulder back. Okay, now you have the idea of how those legs have to work. Okay, and now come back, sit in Upavishta Konasana and have 2 straps. You may, so I've got 2 sticky mats and I've got the block behind me like that in the middle. Have your 2 straps. You may sit on height if 2 things happen. If you cannot sit up straight, and or if your head is way in front of the rest of your spine. So sit up on some height. Otherwise, same action as Dandasana. Pull the hamstring back towards the buttock flesh. Hamstring back, and then calf, front of the calf, bottom of the calf, towards the Achilles and the heel. Okay, have your 2 straps. Take a big strap, just a big loop around both feet. All right, what did you learn from Dandasana? And Upavishta Konasana means seated, seated. So now more than ever, those thighs have to sit down. Press the thighs down, out from the kneecap, outer kneecaps. Pull the femur and all of its muscles and tissue back towards the hip socket and lift up. So now I'm turning my upper arms out to face the bicep, to face the ceiling, and I lift the trunk up. Lift the head and neck. If you're lifting your chest enough, shouldn't be a problem with the neck, but just, know thyself. Okay, now let go of the right strap. Reach around with your right hand, turn to the right and grab the left strap. Can you see? I've got the left strap. Okay, now the elbow can bend, the back elbow can bend, and I'm turning that left pelvic, left navel, left ribs, left chest, so that the middle of my chest is lined up to the right thigh. Still grounding the thighs. Turn and lift. Inhale, lift up more, exhale, turn more. Keep doing that, maybe 3 times. Inhale, lift up the trunk, exhale, turn. Inhale, lift up, exhale, turn. Okay, now you're going to let go of the back strap and cross the left hand over the center of the right thigh. And the right hand is going to come out to the side about just a little bit above the knee. And now watch, I'm turning, can you see? Turning without letting this thigh come up. So I'm keeping that left thigh down. So here, I bend that right elbow out to the side. The left hand is across the shin and it's pulling, can you see? Pulling me over. But I have to keep my mind on that top of the left thigh. It might become a little light. It's okay if it does, but you have to press the thigh down and keep the outer thigh connected to the butt. So here, I bend both elbows and bring my head down. You might just be here. If this thigh comes up, it's working, just stay here. Bend both elbows out to the side and turn more. Maybe you get a little bit. What are we doing? Okay, so Mike, I'd rather, you know, you're awfully rounded like this to get the head down. I'd rather see you just stay like this. So this is lifting up. Okay, if the head is down, the brain should be quiet, the mind withdrawn. Yeah, nice. Okay, inhale and come up. Take a hold of both straps again. Turn the inner upper arms out. Lift up. Press the thighs down. Ground those thighs. Outer thigh to hip socket. Okay, now you're reaching behind the left hand to hold the right strap and turn. Okay, now visually, you have some help. You can see, this is my more difficult side. So I have to work to turn that whole right side of the pelvis, right side of the navel band, right side of the ribs, more to line up to the inside of that left leg. Okay, now can you get the hand to the thigh, right hand to the left thigh, lift up, turn some more. Okay, and now let go of the strap, the left hand on the strap. Keep your right hand either above the knee. I just said below the knee. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said you have a choice. And I think Mike might have gone just for below the knee. Keep it above the knee if you're super rounded, right? So I'm keeping it above the knee and turning. So it's like a ratchet. Inhale, exhale. Turn, turn, turn. Don't let the right buttock come up too terribly much. It's that outer thigh connection to the buttock. It has to remain firm. Keep turning until you can visually see that the left side of the body, left outer breast tissue is more along the left of the outside of the left leg. Now keep bending both elbows, turning that right hip, right pelvic rim, until eventually the head goes down, or somewhere. Stay upright if you're rounding, or if the right buttock comes up. Parshva Upavishta Konasana. Okay, all right, now come up, keep your left leg in Upavishta Konasana, and just bring your right leg into Baddha Konasana. Bring it in very close to its same groin. So right heel to left, right heel to right groin, okay? Now it's Parshva, so this is a hybrid, and I like having that block behind me on the Parshva. So let me show you from this side. You can remain facing forward. Okay, so it's first just in bottom, right? So it's the sole of the foot is on its edge. The bottom of the foot is on its edge. Okay, now start to turn and use the same hand as leg to roll that thigh out and turn away from that bent knee. So what we're doing here is opening deep in the pelvis and the groins, getting all these muscles nice and open. Yeah, turn, turn, turn. Good. All right, and then bring that leg back out to Upavishta. Bring the left leg in, Baddha Konasana, on its edge. And now turn. Use your left hand to both roll the left thighs out more and to extend the inner thigh towards the knee and turn. I don't know about you guys, but this feels so good in my fussy hip. Turn, turn, turn. You do have to keep the straight leg buttock, thigh buttock connection. Can't just be loose, has to pull back towards the buttock. All right, back to Upavishta. Okay, now I'm gonna turn back to face this way, guys. All right, now Siddhasana. So the right, we did both sides on that one, yeah. So now the right leg comes in first, and you're turning if you can. And also you are allowed to sit up on a little bit of height for this one, because this gets a little bit more difficult. But I'm turning the whole shin towards the floor. And my right toes are a little bit tucked under my left thigh. Okay, and now my left leg. So now just put your heels or feet, right, side by side. I like to have that block back there because it helps me lengthen groin to knee and helps me lift my chest up. So I've got my hands like this on the brick behind me, like that. And my knees just go down, magic, right? I can't see you, Doug, but I hope you're sitting up on some height. You can even sit up on a bolster. I can't see your bottom, is my point. I can see your head and your chest, but not your bottom. Okay, back to Upavishta. I like holding on to the brick back here. It's nice. Okay, now your left leg in. This is Siddhasana or beginner's Siddhasana. Your left foot is right in line to the crease of your right left thigh and right left pubis. Try not to let the spine become rounded. Lengthen from groin to inner knee. And this connection, you don't feel it as much in this pose, in this part of the pose, but you should feel this outer thigh coming back towards the buttock flush. Okay, back to Upavishta. Okay. Siddhasana for real. So the right leg comes in again. The right shin turns towards the floor. The right calf turns up to the ceiling. And now the left leg, instead of being side by side, you're going to pick it up and tuck the left toes in between the calf and the thigh of the right leg. Okay, then Jnana Mudra. Now that Jnana means knowledge. So you just link the thumb and the index finger. Extend the other 3 fingers away from that Jnana Mudra. Lift your back up. Lift the side walls of your chest up. Become tall. Erect. The buttocks can't be light, right? Remember Dandasana. You know, the buttocks were part of that grounding, so that the buttocks have to be heavy. Otherwise, we end up off our buttocks and pitched forward. So still, like Tadasana, like Dandasana, the trunk has to stack up. The spine has to stack up. The cervical underneath the tailbone. If we were in class, you know, I come around with that stick that Jonathan has at the studio, and I put it right at the base of your tailbone, and the back of your head lines up to that stick. Lift your back, be erect here. Okay, back to Upavishta. It's nice if you can do it without any hands. That's the goal someday. Okay, now left leg in first. Okay, so instead of the feet being right next to each other, they're more on top of each other. Dhyana mudra, thumb tip and index finger. Lift your back up, sit erect. Notice which side is easier for you. And in your home practice, the side that's more difficult, you should stay twice as long. Little tips from a very senior Iyengar teacher. Yes, Marsha, were you going to ask? No? I don't know that I can unmute you. I think you have to unmute yourself. I haven't figured this out yet. Okay. All right, let me get into it real quick because I really want you to try that coming up, releasing without the help of the hands. So if you pull the core back to the center, no hands, look Ma, no hands. There's little ways we can work on the pose that make it better. Okay, that roll blanket that you had for Dandasana, open it out from its roll it the fat way, the other way. Have a strap if you can't hold your big toe for Supta Padangustasana 2. Supta Padangustasana 2. If you have a wall, use it. If you don't worry about it. I happen to be pretty close to the wall, so I'll show you. I'll scoot into the wall. Lie down, scoot in some more. Lie down, tuck my shoulders under, and then stretch the legs. So there should be no space between you and the floor in your thighs. Press those thighs down. Okay, now I have this roll. I'm just gonna lift the right leg and roll just a little bit so that this is underneath, not the inside of the sacrum, but the very outside of the sacrum. So if I show you, here's my sacrum, here's the outside of the sacrum. I'd say it's just a little bit to the inside of the middle of your body. Okay, then I bend the knee up. I either have my strap or I hold my big toe. I straighten the leg and exhale and roll. So if your left leg becomes light, try to keep pressing it down. If it becomes really light, you might have to move the blanket a little bit outside. Go out, reach your left arm out at shoulder level. Broaden across your chest, broaden across your collarbone. Turn the abdomen from right to left. Okay, now come back up. Switch hands. Keep the top of that thigh rolling in. Take your right arm out, and now go over just enough. Don't let the left leg move, but just go over a little bit. But turn the abdomen back towards the right. So it's a small Parivrtta movement. Use your breath. Inhale, reach up, meaning trunk towards the head side, and on the exhalation, revolve the abdomen, ribs, chest back to the right. Okay, and then release, bend the knee. Supta Tadasana, take your roll to the other side. Scoot back in, flatten the sacrum. Take your arms up overhead, like right over your chest. Link your palms. Press the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms overhead. So, Supta Tadasana with Urdhva Baddha. Your shoulder blades should be moving towards, down towards your waist and in to the body more. Okay, now release. Bend up the left leg, roll, put a little bit of that blanket underneath the left side of the sacrum. Bend the knee well, keeping the left leg straight. Hold the strap or the big toe. Exhale, straighten. Breathe, Supta Pada 1. Take your right arm out. Exhale, take the leg out to the side. While keeping that right hip down, right thigh down, so you're not going very much. And you're turning the trunk, revolving the trunk left to right. Inhale, reach the trunk away from the legs. Exhale, turn the abdomen left to right. Okay, and then come back up, switch hands. Keep the integrity of your right leg, keep it facing the ceiling, and then take the left leg over. Inhale, reach up, extend the two sides of the trunk. Exhale, turn the trunk back to the left. How's everybody doing? Keep the knee straight. Press the thigh back more than the calf. Okay. All right, and then release. Supta Tadasana again. Let go of your strap. Arms up overhead. Interlace the other way so it feels odd. Turn the palms away from you. Press those thighs down. Reach the trunk away from your legs. Get long. Move the shoulder blades in to your back more. Ribs down. Don't let so much of your rib cage leave the floor. Okay. And release. bend your knees and roll to the right side. Okay, here you have a choice. Well, I'll give you 3 choices because Bob has the rope wall. I think he might be the only one who has the real rope wall. So he would be doing rope Adho Mukha Svanasana with head support. The rest of us can try. Let's see. Make sure you can see all of this. Yeah, you see my door. And I'm fine if I lose you. You have to go someplace to a door. I don't think a heavy piece of furniture works very well. But if you don't want to do this, I'll give you a 3rd choice. Hold on. So I've got my big loop. This is my 8-foot strap. Put it on the door handle. So it's really, it's over. It's locked. I climb in there. I put it at the top of my thighs. Like that. I soften the knees to find the floor, have some head support. I walk my feet back and my head comes down. So Adho Mukha Svanasana with support. The other way to do it, if you have neither a doorway, is just to put the heels at the wall, or not. Forgot about that if you don't have a wall either. But if you want leg support, the heels would go at the wall, either heels down or heels up, your capacity. Downward dog. So it's not that I'm just, leaning in. I'm pushing the floor to reach up through my arms, my side body, my trunk. And I let my forehead rest on the bolster. Okay, so your choice, but everybody's going to be in whatever they're going to be in for 3 minutes. I'm going to start the timer now. So you take away so much of the physicality or the hard physical work of Adho Mukha Svanasana, and see if you can let your brain come to a quiet place where it finds that inner connection to that place where you put your thumbs. That's where the soul resides. Go a little bit wider, Mike, with your arms. Turn those inner upper arms out. Don't want anybody to feel like they have to hold their trunk up. I want you to feel the support of whatever support you have. So you feel like your trunk is just going up. Try to make your trunk more and more vertical. Push the floor and reach up the sides of your trunk. What's up, Doug? Just do Adho Mukha Virasana and then try to go up into Adho Mukha Svanasana from Adho Mukha Virasana briefly. You have 2 minutes left. You can do it with it. Are you, Doug, are your hands on the chair? Can't see. Yeah, and if you don't have the support, you can come up and try again, after a brief respite. But try not to fidget. Try to find a place where your mind can become quiet. And Julia, work on that thoracic spine. Move the shoulder blades deep, yes, deeper into your back and lift up that side body. Press more strongly at the top of your thighs. Nice and even. Everyone is nice and even. Don't pull your chin into your chest. Let the sides of your neck just rest. And Doug, you want to do Shirshasana, that's fine. Just don't let your body become agitated from the effort of going up, because this is a quieter class. 40 seconds left. Lift your back up, Doug. Fifteen seconds left. Make it a good 15. Brain quiet. Okay, slowly allow yourself. If you're on the ropes, you can walk forward. Walk forward and let the strap pull you up. If you're in not supported rope dog, just be in Adho Mukha Virasana. Okay. I always run out of time in this class, so I'm going to try not to run out of time. You're going to take a brief Shavasana before we start some pranayama. So, you know, my go-to for Shavasana before pranayama is 2 blankets folded the long way. And if you have the Indian blankets, you're probably just going to do a double fold. But I'm going to do a tri-fold on these thinner. By the way, Yoga Lifestyle, where I get my props like this, he has been out of these Pune blankets since March. He sold out the first month of COVID, and he's just getting them back in now. So if you'd like to have some really, really nice, what I like about these is the density. You know, the Mexican blankets aren't as dense, not as supportive. So I'm going to make this a tri-fold, double, so it stacks like that. And another one just like it, slightly stair-stepped. So you just have to, you know, get used to doing some pranayama so you know what is the best height for you, but you can see how it's slightly stair-stepped. And then the third one, as it comes off my stack like this, I'm just going to fold it in half. So you sit perhaps 1 to 2 inches away from the bottom blanket. Knees are bent, feet are together, legs are together, knees are together. I'm going to hold the edges of my sticky mat and come onto my elbows. Then I scoot a little bit more away so that my bottom most, they call them the floating ribs, are on this bottom blanket. Bottom ribs, bottom blanket. Sorry, top blanket. Okay, then I kind of reach the trunk over, extend the trunk over, tuck the shoulders. I've got my head blanket and I put it underneath all of C7. And I use my hands with my knees still bent to move, elongate the base of my neck towards the top of the skull. Then one by one, I extend the legs. If you're touching the wall, which is not very good of me, have to be a little bit further away from the wall so that you don't feel encumbered whatsoever, and you can, you know, truly lengthen the legs. So here I go again. You get another view of it. So I'm still holding onto the sticky mat, and I reach the legs simultaneously at the same time. Okay, then I might say, I'm gonna look and observe, am I lying in a straight line? Actually, not quite. I had listed a little bit over to the right, so know where that you're lying in a straight line. And then let go of the legs, turn your thumbs a little bit more towards the floor. Elbows slightly bent, arms about 30 degrees away from the body. So it's Shavasana before Pranayama. You're just, paying attention, becoming, it's not just relaxation, but it's a process of becoming more and more deeply aware of how you're lying and, evenly, you feel even, you're straight. If the mind drifts, bring it back to this being even, still, relaxed. Do you feel the balance of the body left to right? Do you feel the balance of the body top to bottom? Soften everywhere. Let go of the arms. Release the thigh muscles. Even though it was a short practice, they did work. Let those thigh bones completely release to the floor. Let the thighs become heavy. Relax your shoulders, let the arms feel loose, let the upper arms turn out so that the inner elbows face upwards, palms face upward comfortably. Soften the pit of your palm. Relax your fingers completely. Don't stretch them. If they're fully relaxed, there should be like you're holding a very heavy, think of the name of that kind of ball, but a very heavy, small or large marble perhaps in the pit of your hand. Relax and soften your shoulder muscles, relax your neck and throat. Relax all the facial muscles completely so that the corners of the mouth let go. Let your jaws be slack, while at the same time the lips remain ever so slightly in contact with one another. Soften your temples so that they might begin to feel somewhat hollow. Relax your ears so that there's no tension deep inside the ears, instead a feeling of space. Relax your eyes, soften the corners of the eyes, let the eyes drop back deep into the sockets, receding from the eyelids. As your eyes begin to drop back further and further, relax your brain so that the back of the brain settles towards the back of the skull. Now move your awareness down into your body, visually, mentally, directing your attention down into your torso. And all this while that I've been directing you, you've been letting go and letting go. The breath has been coming in and going out without any direct intention on your part. That's what the breath does. It's the single most thing we do more than any other times throughout the day. Breath comes in, breath goes out. Don't disturb that process, but with your awareness and your eyes mentally looking down into your body, your attention completely directed down into your body, become conscious of your breath movement. Undisturbed, effortless, without any intention. Your breath comes in, your breath goes out. Ask yourself, where do you feel the movement more? It'll be different for most folks. Not any two people will be exactly the same. Is it in the abdomen, lower or upper? Is it in the middle? Do you feel it more at the top of the chest? And then what's the relation of the in-breath to the out-breath? Again, not to change anything, just notice. So as you've been noticing your breaths, now start to notice the state of your mind. It's true, a lot of beginners at this stage start to fall asleep. I did it, trust me. But try to stay with it and now observe the state of your mind. Is it calm or agitated? Is it focused or scattered? Is it sharp or dull? As you observe all these things about the breath and about the quality of your awareness, you're observing an ever-changing event. Absolutely, persistent awareness is necessary to follow those changes and to stay present. Okay. Don't open your eyes yet, but fold in the limbs one at a time, arms, then legs. Roll to your right side and sit up very slowly, casually. Don't do anything harsh, don't do anything quick. Okay, now come close to your screen where you can see the screen. Okay, so, some of you have, I don't know for sure, but some of you practice some pranayama, some of you may not. But I'm going to be referring to the ribs, the rib cage. I'm going to be referring to the low, right, to the lower middle, to the upper middle, and to the top. And I'm always going to say it in those terms. So can you just study this for another 20 seconds and kind of get that in your mind where those four parts are? Okay. All right, lay back in your shavasana And make sure that this support was a test. If it wasn't right, fix it. But I do want your chest slightly lifted. So lying back in Shavasana. If you fell asleep, did anybody fall asleep? No, okay, good. I was gonna say, if you fall asleep, you could try this sitting up, but then the directions are quite different. Okay, so in the Yoga Sutras, we talk about, so now you're just getting comfortable and relaxed and you're just listening to some further explanations. Mike, I think your head could be a little higher, just your head. Maybe fold that blanket one more time. So first thing, you're lying in a straight line, you feel even, balanced, relaxed. So the breath is regulated by place, time, the length that you're moving it, and where, the place where you're moving it to and from. Okay, conditioned breath. So you did a little bit of this Ujjayi 1, which is really just breath awareness. So in order to learn, I think, and this is my training, not just my opinion, but my teacher's opinion, in order to learn a proper Ujjayi breath, we're going to work with Viloma. With Viloma, so Viloma, it means literally against the hair, but it's more like our expression of against the grain, going against the grain. It's because the movement of the breath is interrupted, broken into segments, unlike the normal flow of breath, where it's one fluid movement in and out. So the purpose of practicing this Viloma is to learn to move the breath into certain parts of the chest. So that snapshot that you took in your brain of the diagram. Lower middle ribs, upper middle, and top. So by learning this Viloma breath and the pauses in between each segment, the breath is therefore elongated, without strain, without force. So in essence, even though Ujjayi is learned first, and Viloma is learned second. In my training, I have gotten so much better at Ujjayi because I learned Viloma. So that's what we're going to do. So the first Viloma breath is Viloma 1, and what we do is we will interrupt the breath with the 3 segments, and I probably should have pointed that out when I was showing you the diagram, but we're just going to go from lower ribs to lower middle ribs to upper middle ribs. And then here's the difference. On the exhalation in Viloma 1, we're going to do just normal relaxed exhalation. You're not going to do Ujjayi exhalation. We still have about 10 minutes, and I think we can get through this part that I wanted to get through. So the first segment is the breath moves into the lower ribs. Then there's a pause, and then there'll be a second movement of the breath, second segment of inhalation, and the breath moves into those lower middle ribs, just below that breast tissue, and then another pause, third segment of inhalation where the breath moves to the upper middle chest and above the breast. And after those 3 segments of inhalation, you release the breath and you just let the breath out comfortably in a relaxed fashion. And then there'll be a few moments of normal breathing. That is 1 cycle. Okay, so you're in Shavasana. Let go of the body everywhere so that there's nowhere is there any feeling of gripping, any tightness, no holding on to anything. And as you let go of the body, letting it settle back into the blankets, let your spine rest fully onto those blankets so that there's no tightness along the muscles of the spine. Let the spine just rest. Let it go. Soften the very surface of you, the outer body, letting your attention begin to penetrate from the surface to inward. Soften the skin of the face, let go of the muscles there. Relax your eyes. Let go of the eyebrows themselves. Let the skin on the forehead totally soften. Relax your temples, relax your ears. This, we did this just a few moments ago, so you're trying to get you back there. Loosen the jaw, relax your tongue. Without any strain in the eyes at all, direct your attention down into the body. So though the eyes are closed, your eyes are looking down into your torso. Become aware of the passive movement of your breath. Be conscious of the quality of your awareness as you stay aware of the movement of your breath. Keep the body completely soft and relaxed. Now we begin Viloma Pranayama. Release the breath from the lungs without pressing or forcing it out. Now inhale into the lower ribs and pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs and pause again. Inhale to the upper middle ribs. And now just let the breath out, relaxed exhalation, and go back to normal breathing. As you go back to your normal breath, let go of any tension that may have come, especially in the shoulders, in your neck, in your face. Normal breathing, reestablish that downward cast of your eyes. Keep your attention into the body. Now release the breath once again. Another cycle. Inhale into the lower ribs, pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs, broadening there, pause. Inhale into the upper middle ribs, breathing into your sides. And then let the breath out, relaxed exhalation. Each segment of your breath, each pause, should have about the same length. So I'll say 2 to 3 seconds. Hopefully my words are matching up to what you can do. Release the breath once again, another cycle. Inhale into the lower ribs, evenly into the left and right, pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs, left and right, pause. Inhale into the upper middle ribs with balance. And now relaxed, normal exhalation. Now normal breathing. Keep your jaw relaxed, your tongue relaxed. Let go of any tension in your neck and your throat. Normal breathing. Another cycle. Release your breath. Exhale normally. Now inhale into the lower ribs and pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs and pause. Inhale into the upper middle ribs. And now relaxed exhalation, let go of your breath. As you go back to normal breathing, let loose your arms, let loose the legs, let the spine truly rest down into your support. No gripping of the muscles on the spine. During your pauses, think of keeping a sense of lightness and space inside. Don't let the body become heavy or settled or collapsed. Ready for another cycle? Release your breath, exhale normally. Inhale into the lower ribs, broadening, and pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs, spreading them sideways, pause. Inhale into the upper middle ribs, and then let the breath out, relaxed, normal exhalation. Let the breath subside, become effortless, easy. Okay, one more cycle. Let go of the breath. Inhale into the lower ribs. Pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs. Stay light and open inside. Inhale into the upper middle ribs and then relaxed, normal exhalation. Let the breath out and then go back to completely passive, effortless breath. Soften the body everywhere. Relax your facial muscles. Okay, so now the mental image that you have of the diagram. Now we're going to take the Loma a little bit further and try 4 segments. Okay, so the last segment you'll be adding is the top chest. Okay. Okay. The top of the chest from the middle of the chest. Remember, after the 4th segment, and again, if the 4th segment's too much, you just go ahead and release after the 3rd. We'll just do a couple rounds of this. Direct your attention down into your body. Release the breath in the lungs without pressing or squeezing. Now inhale into the lower ribs and pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs and pause. Into the upper middle ribs and pause. And now inhale into the very top of your chest without force, without strain. And now relaxed exhalation and normal breath. Take special care that when the breath moves into that very top of the chest, that your eyes don't roll upward with that upward movement of the breath. Keep the eyes looking down, and therefore the brain stays a bit more passive. It's observing. Another cycle, release the breath. Exhale, now inhale into the lower ribs and pause. Inhale into the lower middle ribs and pause. Into the upper middle ribs, broadening there, pause. And all the way up into the top chest, collarbones. Now release the breath, relaxed exhalation. Breathe normally. Last cycle. Let go of the breath, exhaling passively. Then inhale into the lower ribs and pause. Into the lower middle ribs, spreading them sideways. Pause. Into the upper middle ribs, broadening there. Pause. Into the top chest, broadening even there. And then relaxed exhalation, normal breathing. Let go of any tightness or tension. Let the breath settle back to normal. Let the body also settle. The surface of the body soft, loose. Relax your tongue. Relax your jaw. Soften the body everywhere. Let the arms and legs relax. Let the spine relax. Okay, now what I'd like for you to try to do is to bend the knees just a teeny bit so you can roll to the side and become flat with your chest, back, buttocks, and put the blanket support right on top of your thighs. You just roll a little bit without having to come up per se, and then you get that support and put it on the top of your thighs. Okay, those of you, if you do have any lower back issues, you are welcome to put that support underneath the backs of the thighs as well. But the tops of the thighs helps feel the body more, grounded, settling down. Normal breathing. Soften everywhere. Let your arms and legs relax. Let loose, let go. So the breath is no longer a focus. Let the breath subside so that it's passive and quiet. So body is soft everywhere, relaxed everywhere. The body's not in charge, nor is the brain in charge. The soul is in charge now, and the soul's single most job right now, and most important job it has, is to find your bliss. Every day, it is probably the single most important thing you can do as far as prolonging longevity, becoming a healthier, happier version of yourself. Nothing is more important than reconnecting with bliss. And it's different for everyone. This bliss, I could also call it, a supreme sense of joy. It's a sustained sense of well-being and internal peace. It's your connection to what really matters to you in life. We have to, as lowly human beings, we have to use our physical body. It's just a vehicle for the spirit. It's all we've been given. So we use it. We practice. It's tapas, svadhyaya, ishvara, pranayana. Those three things that Sutra 2.2 and 2.3 talk about. But it is truly that sustained sense of well-being and internal peace. Be there completely. Don't let the busyness of the mind, which is your connection to the world, take over here. Go towards that inner bliss, quietude, that connection between you and what really matters in the world. Okay, keep your eyes closed as you start to fold in limb by limb. Roll gently to your right side and stay on your right side for a few breaths. And right there, begin to surrender that intelligence of the brain towards the intelligence of the heart, the soul center, where your thumbs were in that Namaskarasana position. And then keep your mind on that place as you bring your left hand to the floor, then the right hand. Sit up straight and tall in whatever modified position feels right. It could be swastikasana, it could be vajrasana, it could be virasana, it could be padmasana for Bob. Bring your hands to your heart. So, you don't have to answer me. You answer yourself. What is that bliss for you? Hopefully you chipped away at the covering. That's what yoga does. Yoga fans the flame of the spirit that's always within us. Hopefully you chipped away at that a little bit this morning. To find that feeling of, euphoria, that feeling of a kind of a vibrant existence within yourself. An incredible sense of peace. That's what it is for me. Recognize that, and in gratitude for this community that we have at Austin Iyengar Yoga, for all Austin Yoga Tree and all the teachers who've come before us. Bow your heads down. Namaste.